it would be easier than trying to just like type it out. So I have been using GNU Screen for a long time. Let me share my screen here. Dope. So I've been using GNU Screen for a long time, and typically, it's really handy when you're, on IRC. I'm just like, oh yeah, here's some channels I want to check out at, and hang out and do that little thing, right? So I never really realized that you could use Screen to like split windows and everything, and it was the Kubernetes Academy that VMware just put out where I saw. I've been seeing a lot of instructional type videos where everybody seems to be using tmux. Had an old colleague from F5 who was talking about how awesome tmux was the other day when he had to work on a Kubernetes cluster and had like 4 different Docker images. He was trying to make sure that they were doing the deal. So I started to experiment a little bit with tmux, and so I'm this is what my current little workspace looks like. So I have the tmux attach, and the base version of tmux, it uses a prefix of Control B, I believe, in order to make it easier for you to use Screen inside of tmux. But this particular thing I have here actually, um, what is it? GPascus, tmux, whatever. Um, This config here, it's a really pretty versatile tmux configuration. And you see, it looks a little more pretty on Linux, where you have like battery life, things like that. It'll show you the host name that you're on, the username that you're logged in with, and it's actually pretty cool. And so evidently it works on Windows for Linux, the Windows, Linux compatibility layer or whatever. Um, and yeah, it has, you can just maximize window, resize panes, split them more. Does all kinds of cool little things, and it has a mouse mode, so you can, use the mouse to make those changes. I have not quite gotten to that point with this yet. I just started, but for me, I've been using Screen, just plain old Screen, for years and years and years, and it's already helping me to be more productive. It uses a Vim style, keys. So once you have the prefix in, if you know how to navigate around Vim, like the HJKL, it's really easy for you to figure out where you're trying to get to. And so I'm just I've been working on this particular little Terraform sort of thing, and so I can man TF and then so I could be looking at all these different things at the same time, and then using this one I can kill it just like Control D, make that bigger. I don't have mouse mode enabled for this yet. That's the next thing I'm gonna try to do to figure out. It's a little more tricky on FreeBSD than it is on Linux, but for sure that it won't be like super complicated and be able to figure it out. So and then I can like, oh, I'm gonna uh just kind of like that, right? And nope. And so I can, look at these files, have a tail going of a log or whatever, and it's really kind of simple to So it's like Control A and then D. That's just detaches just like with a screen. You get tmux attaching. Notice there how there's like a named session, right? So I can just like exit out of that. Control D. We can exit out of that. Control D. Control D. Okay, cool, right? So I killed my little name session, right? I can just pop over here to another new little session. And so that would be tmux new, I think it's C. Oh, I did it wrong. I can't remember what that syntax was. It's in here somewhere if I go up further enough. Tmux new S. There we go. So now that I'm inside of tmux, I could just hit my little escape character and do a percent sign that splits it down the middle, and then I can do my control A again, and then the quotes, and then that splits it like that. And for me, that's a really good start to the little workstation. There's other hotkeys. I'm gonna print out this little guy here, for the prefix for the bindings. I'm gonna try to make like a little cheat sheet for that. The power line stuff is helpful. I don't know if you run Linux natively or if you're on Windows interacting with Linux, but having the power line fonts makes it look a little bit better. It's like these little symbols here, and then you can see when you hit A, it has that little kind of like computery symbol down there. And yeah, man, I mean, I think it's kind of cool. I'm definitely after, I mean, I started using Stream in the 90s, and I'm pretty sold on it. So I hope this little very noobish instructional video was beneficial. Heck yeah. So stop presenting here. Oh, let everyone know they're being recorded. I'm the only one in the meeting. Stop sharing. And there we go. So I have a recording of this meeting somehow. I haven't really done a lot of these. Forgive my noobishness. I hope you have a good night, man. See you later.